everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you guys here with me today. And as you can see by the thumbnail and the title, we will be reviewing together and doing a little swatching of the Hero 150 set of pencils. I previously did a swatching, no, not swatching, but an unboxing and like a kind of like an overview or first impressions video already of these pencils, and I will link that above. But I've had a chance to really thoroughly test these pencils and check them out and try them out. So now I'm ready to really give you guys what I think about these pencils. And of course, I mentioned prematurely in a couple of videos back when I was swatching the 72 set that I didn't like these pencils and that they weren't as good of quality as the 72 Hero watercolor pencils. But come to find out, it was my particular set that I had that was bad, and I got them exchanged from Amazon. I got a new set and it made all of the difference in the world. So this is a new set that has been exchanged and they are so beautiful. Look at all the lovely, lovely colors. 150 beauties. Look at those beautiful greens and blues and just a bunch of loveliness. So I already swatched out these pencils, not on camera. It's the 72 set. I swatched them off camera because I wasn't sure if I liked them, because the old set that I had that I was using, they proved to be not very good at all. They were like not dissolving very well, and they were like streaky, and it just wasn't, it was horrible. So I got the new set, and even in the new set, the gold and the silver are not, the metallic, they are not watercolor at all. So I guess that's all around the board. But the new set, I swatched them all out. 150 pencils, and they seem to do very well. So I really like these pencils. But what I can say is this set, let's see if I can find the 72 set. This 150 set does not seem to be as vibrant as the 72 set. The 150 set doesn't seem to be as vibrant in color as the 72 set. But then I kind of thought about it and I said, wait a minute, that may be intentional, because you may take the Prismacolor pencils, 150 for example, and compare them to the 120 of Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils, and you may say, well, hey, this color green is not quite as vibrant as this color green in each individual set. But that's kind of the intention. There are different colors in different sets. So I thought about it and I was like, wait a minute, that may be intentional. They may not want it to be super, super vibrant, because I looked in the 150 set and I was like, there is no red as vibrant as one of these reds, either 849 or 801. But I looked for a comparable red in the 150, and none of these reds seem to be as vibrant as, you know, one of these particular reds. I'm not sure which one I was trying to compare it to, but I said, but that's okay, because it may not be like, it wasn't purposed to be that color red, because, you know, there are different hues and shades of colors that come in different sets. So I wasn't mad about that. But I really, really liked the fact that this 150 set came with a lot of muted tones, which you don't find in many budget pencils. These tones kind of remind me of the shades that are in the Derwent oh my goodness, graphite. Is it graphitent? Graphitints. These colors remind me of those colors that's in the Derwent graphitints. You can't really find these type of muted tones. And the names, where are they? Here they are. The names are so beautiful. Like they have pale blue and pale green, pale purple, pale violet, pale red, pale umber. I thought these pale colors were very unique. Very, very unique to this budget-friendly set. So, already swatched them out. Here they are on this particular paper. And someone had mentioned, they were like, you know, when I was saying how much I didn't care for these pencils, they were like, well, why don't you try them out on watercolor paper? That may make all of the difference. So I was like, yeah, that's true, but I really don't use watercolor paper in a lot of my coloring. So that's kind of the reason I like using this particular not sketchbook, well, a sketch paper. This particular, I'm losing my words. Swatch as my swatch book. I like using this type of paper because this kind of paper is usually the type of paper that I color in. Like the type of coloring books that I'm usually coloring in are your Create Space or Amazon paper, kind of the, you know, not really super copy paper, but it's kind of thin paper. So, and with like a kind of smooth, kind of textured, you know, type of paper. So that's the reason why I liked using this. And I was like, if I try them or swatch them on watercolor paper, it really would kind of be irrelevant because I'm not really using watercolor paper often, you know, enough to say, okay, this is what I'm going to be coloring with these pencils all the time. So I kind of didn't want to do that, but I did want to swatch a few with you guys for you just to see along with me how they lay down. And I have this book that I said I wanted to put all my water medium in this book, all my watercolor pencils, any kind of wet media. I wanted to start kind of putting it in this book here, because the paper in this book, if it's not watercolor paper, it really mimics watercolor paper because it's like a thick cotton type of paper, super textured. So I said, well, let's see how it reacts on this type of paper. So that's what I am going to do with you guys. We are going to do a little bit of swatching on this paper so that you can kind of get an idea how these pencils behave. So I'm going to move them out of the way, and we are going to do a little swatching together, okay? So, are you guys ready? Let's get started. Okay, so I am back to do a little swatching with you guys. All right, so let's start off with the black. Okay, so let's see. How do I want to do this? I think I just want to maybe do a dry section. Oh, this paper is so toothy. Alright, so maybe I can just do this little dry section and then kind of fan it out to where it'll be lighter. Okay, so that will be the dry. And then right here, maybe, yeah, I'll just do like one layer and then just kind of use the watercolor pencil to, not watercolor pencil, the watercolor, oh my goodness, what do you call this thing? Water brush. Use my water brush to activate it. Oh my goodness, and apparently I have some green still left on this brush. And by the way, this is a Jane Davenport water brush, the only water brush that I have ever used since I've started adult coloring. I absolutely love this water brush. Okay, let me squeeze a little, get a little bit out because nothing's coming out. It doesn't just saturate everything with water. It's a really good water brush. I really like it. I have the Derwent ones, but haven't really used those yet. This is the only one I've been using, and I'm like, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Okay, so I've activated that one. Then I have white here. I don't know if I need to change that with another one because, hey, I don't want to waste that spot with the white pencil because, hey, I'm not going to test that one out. But for demonstration's sake, I will test out the gold and try to activate it again. Uh-oh. I'm making little crumbs because I'm pressing too hard, too heavy. And I'll just try to activate this gold for demonstration purposes when I know it's not going to activate. But we will try it anyways. Just for the fun of it. Nope. Nothing is happening. Only gets wet. So I will be mainly using, well, only, not mainly, I have no choice, but to use the metallic pencils as just normal metallic pencils. Now I love using my metallic pencils in my sets. I find them to do me a lot of good in my coloring. I know a lot of people aren't crazy about the metallics in any set, whether it be in the Faber-Castell set, whether it be in the Prismacolor set. People just aren't fond of metallic pencils, but I find use for mine. I really do. So nothing there. Kind of spreads it a little bit, but doesn't really activate it. Doesn't dissolve. So let's go with our light gray, number 9048. I really like the colors in this set. I find them very unique. But like I said earlier, I find the 72 set to be quite a bit more vibrant. So I love having both sets. They make a great like addition to one another. There are a lot of the same colors, but there are also, I've noticed, a few colors that are different. Oh, that's nicely activated. Get that little piece of fuzz or fur. This paper is so cottony. Okay, let's go. I think I'm going to skip down a little bit to the pale red. I want to show you guys some of these pale colors. Now, I don't know why in the world they would call this pale red. It looks more like a gray type of color or brown. It looks more like a, what is that color in Prismacolor? I cannot even think of it. It's kind of like a grayish, it looks like a warm gray. That's what it does. That's what it looks like. Like the warm gray in Prismacolor. One of those warm grays. And I'm doing a pretty heavy hand here. I think I can do a little bit heavier hand back here. Yes, they should have named that warm gray or something, but hey, it's their pencils. They can name it whatever they want. And they figured it was a pale red, so hey, pale red then. Okay, see that? I absolutely love these pale colors. Let's try Raw Umber, 9095. That's a pretty good, and I really like the way 90% of these pencils kind of match their barrel. There are a few in here that the names don't really match, like they called one of them some type of blue or green or something, and it was absolutely, totally, absolutely the wrong name. I mean, it was like, no, there's no way that pencil should have been named green anything or blue anything. I don't know which pencil it is. I'll have to look for you guys, but they did a horrible job picking that name of that particular pencil. But the leads and the barrel and then what comes out on the paper is pretty good. They've done a pretty good job on that for maybe 90% of their pencils. I'm very satisfied with this new set. I'm not liking the way this paper is. You know, this paper is so cottony. I don't know what type of paper this is, but it's like leaving little cotton pieces or something. I don't know. Let's try Pale Purple. Pale Purple here. So how is everyone doing today? I am so happy to be making a video and getting some content out for you guys. I tell you, boy, this journey with these pencils, oh my goodness. I guess I'll tell you about it since we're here. And it was just an absolute, it was horrible, guys. Okay, so what happened was, and it looks kind of shiny when I first put it down, but once it dries, you see it dries pretty quickly. Once it dries, you can see the true color. All right, so moving on to Pale Violet. What happened was I kind of went on like a little shopping spree yeah, a shopping spree of two sets of pencils and a set of markers. At that time, I purchased the 150 Hero pencils. I purchased the 72 set of Hero pencils. And I purchased the 100 set of the Cali Art markers. I purchased all of that at one time, right? And what happened was I got all of these items at one time, and you know how it is with Amazon. You have to go ahead and try, test your stuff out to see if it's defected. I had to hurry up and try to swatch the markers and swatch these pencils to see if they were defective, or to see if anything was dried up or whatever. But you only have like 30 days to do that, and at that time I wasn't feeling the best, so I really didn't have the energy to sit there and swatch all of these sets of pencils, 150 pencils, 72 sets of pencils, and 100 set of markers. That's actually a lot of art supply. I didn't realize how much that is, in retrospect. But I was kind of, waiting around, being lazy, just tired, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to swatch them. And then I was kind of waiting also to feel better so that I can swatch them out on camera with you guys. So let me find my next one. Silver gray. Okay, that's my next one. Okay, yes. And so I was like, oh, I'm waiting to feel better so that I can swatch them on camera. I don't want to swatch them and, I wanted to do it with you. But I wasn't feeling well enough, and time just kept passing, and it had gotten almost to the deadline where I couldn't return it if, I didn't like it, or if it was defective or anything. So I started panicking. I was like, oh my goodness, oh no, I don't want to just, have something in my collection that's not working right and just waste my money. And who has money to waste like that? None of us. So it just became a total headache to try to hurry up and swatch the stuff out and test it out. So I just got overwhelmed, guys. I got overwhelmed, and it just felt like hard work. I mean, trying to get these things swatched out. So that's kind of why I didn't do a lot on camera with these out. I had to go ahead and just swatch out, as much as I can, because I had to try to make sure it was the whole set that was defective. It was just a lot. And I had to hurry and swatch the Cali Art markers out to make sure none of those were dry. All that good stuff. So it was crazy, guys. So whew, my advice to you and my advice for me for the future is, if possible, never order more than one set of art supply at a time, because you have to test these things out, right? You have to make sure they perform right. And if you get a whole bunch of sets at one time, your 30-day return deadline may pass you by very quickly before you know it, if you don't be very diligent in trying to get them swatched out. Did that make sense, guys? Or did I just ramble a bunch of craziness? Oh boy. It just started to feel like a bunch of hard work. I mean, I'm like, no, this hobby is supposed to be for fun, and this is getting stressful and hard. So I was like, never again. No, never again will I, unless there's something on super sale and I have to hurry and go ahead and order all of that at one time. even in that case, I would be like, you know what? If I can wait, if it's not there in so-and-so time, then oh well, because I can't go through that again. That was pretty anxiety inducing. So that's what happened. And I didn't want to give you guys an like inadequate review. I didn't want to not really test these pencils out well enough and then give you a review or give you my thoughts, because I know a lot of you were waiting on me to really, share with you guys what I thought about these pencils. So I was trying to be thorough and, trying them out, and it just became like crazy, guys. Absolutely. Whew. It was rough. So that's the story behind that. And lesson in a nutshell, if you can help it, don't order more art supply than you can genuinely and honestly and thoroughly test out and try out before it's time, before your deadline to send it back if you don't like it, or if it's defective, or if it doesn't work for you is up. That's my note to self. Okay, guys, so back to these pencils. Ooh, I'm going all the way down here. Not good. Oops. I'm making a complete mess. Okay. So that's my note to self. Back to talking to you about these pencils. I'm absolutely loving the color range. I'm actually glad that I got both the 72 set and this set. I'm actually happy with the differences, and the color ranges. But I know that's kind of unreasonable or just kind of crazy to say, hey, let me order 2 sets of the same brand of watercolor pencils. No. If I wasn't going on a happy, joy splurge, because I was actually treating myself, for having had my YouTube channel for 2 years. I was, going on a little shopping spree of getting, everything that I thought I might have wanted that was budget friendly. So I actually ordered the 72 set before I saw the 150 set. So if I had seen the 150 set first, I would not have ordered the 72 set. But then I got the 72 set, I tried them out, and I fell in love with them. Of course, getting a defective 150 set to begin with did not help it. So that may have played a little part in me keeping the 72 set and not sending them back. But I kept going back and forth with, should I send the 72 set back? Should I send the 150 set back? I don't know what to do. And I just pretty much decided I'm not sending that 72 set back. No, I like that set. So I was about to get a refund for the 150 set and just send them back, because I was totally over them. No, they are not working right. And then something told me, hey, just get a replacement set. See if it's the actual set that's the problem. And try them out. And if they don't work, then it's the pencil. They're a bad pencil. So I got my replacement set. And like I said at the beginning of the video, they ended up being pretty good. So if I was to choose between the 2 sets and get one or the other, I would choose this 150 set. The reasons being is, number one, it's 150 pencils. I am a quantity girl. I love having choices. I love having, different color choices. I love big sets of pencils. That's just, how I am. Number 2, Even though the 72 set, the colors to me in that set are a little bit more vibrant, but it's lacking a lot of the muted colors that are in this set. I actually feel this set of watercolor pencils is very, very unique for a budget color pencil set. Even if you use these pencils dry, which I said I would never do. Well, no, I wouldn't do that. I probably wouldn't use them dry because these colors here, I have them in, no, wait a minute. I have them in Polychromos and Prismacolor Premier, but wait a minute. If I can use these budget pencils, why would I want to use my Polychromos? I don't know, guys. I'm crazy. Let me know what you think. What do you think? What do you think? Would you use these dry? They can definitely be used dry because they have some beautiful, unique colors. I know one of you lovely viewers, Miss Cassie Pouncy, she was like, I would be using them dry. So let me know what you think about them. And I'm with you, girl. Dry, they are awesome with some beautiful colors. And the quality of them, how they lay down, very nice dry. So they are the best of both worlds. But like I said, there are quite a few more vibrant colors that aren't in this set that are in that 72 set. But it's almost like vibrant colors. You can find vibrant colors in any set for the most part. Crayola color pencils, Marco Raffine color pencils, to me, they have very vibrant colors too. And they may be around the same quality, like the laydown may be kind of similar to those Hero 72 set. The Hero 72 set seems to lay down a little bit smoother, but as in the color range and like vibrancy, they're similar to other sets that have vibrant colors. These, I haven't seen many budget sets that have these muted tones and kind of earthy tones. Very unique. So that's pretty much, that's saying a lot. I am very, 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 very satisfied with this set. So I would definitely choose this set. If I was to get just one or the other, I would definitely choose this 150 set over the 72 set. For that fact, because there's more pencils and they have some unique muted tones and rustic tones and earthy tones. The 72 set has more of your traditional bright reds and bright greens. And I say that's traditional because to me, you can get those bright reds and bright greens in a Crayola set. Or in that 72 Marco Raffine set. And, you know, this one even has, let me go over to Butter Yellow. It has some really nice creams, which a lot of sets don't have. It also has quite a few skin tone colors that are very, very, very nice. So I'm going to show you a few of those. Let's see, where is my Butter Yellow? Where are you? There you are, Butter Yellow. Let me swatch that one out for you. Oh, that's nice. That's like butter for real, guys. Yummo. Who used to say yummo, guys? You remember? Rachel Ray. How many of you used to watch let me put my whatever you call this. page protector behind here. How many of you guys used to watch Rachel Ray, what was it called? $1 a day, $10 a day. Ugh, I forgot the name of the show. But she used to go around different cities and buy like a whole meal for like $10 a day, $10 a day or something like that. And she would taste things and she'd be like, yummo. She made everything look like it tastes so good. This one is apricot. That's a nice apricot. I like that. Definitely looks like an apricot. I think these colors are very comparable to the colors in the Prismacolor set. Maybe one day I will kind of compare them. Well, I guess I could compare them now with you guys, if that's something we should do. All right, so those two are kind of cream colors. Let me see if I have anything lighter. No, there's no more, there's not any more colors that are like a lighter cream. So I'm going to show you some of the skin tone type colors though. One being a leather red. Let's see if I have that one written down. Yeah, right there. So this one is more of a pink. Oh, that's super pink. A pink flesh tone type color. Okay, and before I activate it, I'm going to just go ahead and do a few more of the other colors. Here is Putty Beige. That one looks more like an apricot-y type color. Doesn't really look like a beige. Definitely doesn't look like the Putty Beige in Prismacolor, I don't think. But of course, once it's activated, or like once you do like a lighter hand, you can kind of control how it looks. This one is a skin beige, but it looks very pink. And it is. They will make good skin tones because you can blend them and kind of work with them how you like, because especially with them being watercolor, you can kind of blend them to be what you want them to be. Probably can mix quite a few colors. This one is a beige. This definitely doesn't really look like a beige. It looks more like a flesh. Well, I guess, well, no, I have flesh over there. This one should have been named like light flesh or something. Definitely not beige. But like I said, their pencil, their names. This one is brown beige. No. That's why I said 95 or 90% of their pencils were named pretty correctly. And the other 5-10% was kind of off. So this one definitely doesn't look like any type of beige brown. But that doesn't kill me. Now this one is supposed to be flesh. That's kind of fleshy. Kind of flesh tony. Just made that name up, flesh tony. All right, so let's activate a few of these puppies. Let's activate this leather red. And you really can't even see that, can you? But that's okay. That's how it's going to look once it's activated. Very, very faint. There we go. Okay. Now let's activate, let me wipe it off, activate this putty beige. And the skin beige. The beige here. So how many of you would use these as watercolor pencils? And how many of you would consider only using them dry? And how many of you would use them for both dry and watercolor? Me personally, I feel this is a pretty versatile pencil, which can be used both wet and dry. Either way would be amazing. Let's try the Cinnabar Red. And that's right over here. Kind of looks a little vermilion to me. Just a little bit. But that name, Cinnabar Red, it makes me hungry. It sounds yummy. Sounds like a yummy name. And that looks like to be the reddest red in this set, which is not that red. Let's do blood orange. Yeah, that's like a vermilion type color too. But what sets, especially budget sets, do you really get true red? It's very rare to find true reds in budget sets. So like I was saying about the 72 Hero set, this 801 is this is a true red to me. It looks like a true red. It's much more red than either one of these reds. Well, actually the Cinnabar Red is the one that's supposed to be, I guess, the most red. And then the 9013 is supposed to be a ruby red, which is more like a pink. So let's just share, let's just see. Now, you know, any ruby red is supposed to be red, and that's pink. That is definitely not a red. That's some type of magenta. But they have a magenta in this set. But like I was saying, what budget set do you really find true reds in? Not many. Not many at all. So I'm not expecting miracles out of this set. But I would definitely say that the 72 set has a truer red than this set. Just saying. What do you think? That 801 it's a pretty good red. I think so. All right, guys. So that is that. Let me zoom you out. There we go. So we have our swatches for this set. And what do you think about them? Do you think this set is pretty awesome like I do? I think this is a pretty awesome set. I just hate that my first set was defective and that I waste so much time and energy on despising them when I could have been loving them, okay? So, yeah, I'm not saying go out and run and purchase this set because they are absolutely a godsend or amazing off the face of the earth, but I am impressed with them. And if I didn't have other watercolor pencil sets, or if I didn't have a large Prismacolor pencil set, I would definitely purchase this set as being my first color pencil set. These are actually, to me, they may be a little bit better than, or they're equal to the first Hero set. I really like those, the oil Hero set. If I'd never purchased those and I was looking for a big set, a big budget friendly pencil set, I would have gotten these first. And I would not have gotten the 160 of the Hero set. And now they come in like 168 because they have the like metallics that go with it now. But that 160 Hero set actually has quite a few. It has like 10 or 12 metallics. So if you like metallic pencils, then yeah, that would have been a good set to choose. But you can't really make them watercolor pencils. I mentioned that Hero set and the Hero Oil 160 and this set, I said that they were the same in watercolor. Actually, nope. That Hero 160 set does not activate like these do. These completely dissolve in water, which my first set, it might have been the Hero Oil set because they didn't activate. They activated nothing like this. So they may have made a mistake and switched them out, because when I test them the first time, the Hero 150 watercolor pencils was actually behaving a lot similar to the Hero Oil 160 pencils. And I was like, oh my goodness, these are the same pencils. But when I got this replacement set, they activated and dissolved like a true watercolor pencil is supposed to. So I don't know what was up with that first set, but yeah. So I actually love this set for the versatility and the different colors, the muted tones. Very beautiful, very nice. I'm very happy with this set. So maybe on the next video or on a future video, I will do a little bit of coloring with these pencils. Would you guys like to see me coloring on what type of paper? Would you like for me to test these pencils out in a watercolor book, a watercolor coloring book on watercolor paper? Or would you like for me to test it out in a book like The Secret Garden, a Johanna Basford type book with the type of paper that's kind of cardstock like? Or would you like to see me test them out in like a Creative Haven type book where it's more of kind of smooth paper? Or in like one of the hardback books like Daydreams or something? And I guess it's pretty okay to use it on a double-sided type book because it didn't bleed through at all. It was really nice with that. So what would you guys like to see me test these pencils out on in a coloring book? Like what type of paper? Because like I mentioned before, I really didn't care too much to really test them out on like watercolor paper because I don't use this type of paper very, very often. I love using my water medium and watercolor pencils and so forth in just, you know, your regular type of books, your regular paper books and, you know, your Johanna Basford type books and different things like that. So just comment below and let me know what you think. What do you think? So I really, really enjoyed hanging out with you guys today. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big old thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. That will help me know that you're enjoying this content and that I should continue to make these videos. And also, if you are subscribed, please hit that little bell beside the subscribe button, because that will let you know when I make a new video, and it will notify you so that you won't miss any of the upcoming videos that I make. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in and for hanging out with me today. And I will see you on the next episode, guys. So until next time, happy coloring.